Hello friend, welcome back to my kitchen. If you are new here, my name is Kristine. Today we are going to make this yummy, cheesy, savory potato dish. Come with me, let's get started. I saw this recipe online on Instagram for this potato dish, and I forget who it was, but she did it in a cupcake tin. I just decided that I'm going to change that up, and instead of doing a cupcake tin, I'm going to do it on a cookie sheet because I think it just will be easier. So to get started, we just need to cook up some potatoes. For dinner tonight, we are having this salmon, and so I thought this potato dish would go well with the salmon. While the potatoes are cooking, I'm just going to slice up some mushrooms, and we need onions. Just going to set them aside in a bowl. I have to go get my dog. I think I see him in my raised bed. Yes, that was him. This is Ollie. Were you in the raised bed? He's a half border collie, half poodle, and he's really, really a great dog. He is 13, and he's just always been a super good, super easy dog, really chill. However, he loves to get into my raised bed and eat cucumbers and tomatoes. So he is always in there if I am not looking. And this is my sister's dog. This is Casey, who I am babysitting today. Okay, back to the onions after that little distraction. We'll add these to our bowl. Now, as far as chopping up things, that's all we need to do. I am going to get some fresh herbs. I think I'm going to put some thyme in here. I do have rosemary, so I might use a little bit of rosemary and thyme and maybe some parsley. Okay, I got all the herbs that I wanted. I feel like a little bit of rosemary goes a long way, so I'm not going to put a ton in. And then for the thyme, I am just going to take it off the sprigs. I'm just going to set these aside and leave them here until after we saute the onions and mushrooms, and then I'll put them in. The potatoes are cooked through. So I'm just going to let these hang out for a few minutes. I'm going to preheat the oven, and we are going to saute the onions and mushrooms. I'm using equal parts butter and bacon fat. But if you don't save your rendered bacon fat, you could either cook some up and use the bacon as well in this recipe, or just use all butter if you don't feel like dealing with bacon and rendering bacon fat. Just adding in the onions and mushrooms that we sliced up. We also need cheese for this recipe, so while the onions and mushrooms are cooking, I am going to shred some Colby Jack. It's just what I have on hand. Use whatever kind of cheese you like. I think a combination of Gruyere and cheddar would be really nice in this, but I don't have that. This is what I have. So this is what we are using. I saw that this recipe that I'm making, I saw it on Instagram, and I never wrote it down. I just watched it and I kind of remember it. She didn't use bacon fat, I don't believe, but I don't know what kind of cheese she used. I'm just kind of going off of my memory of what I saw. Let's head back to the stove. I'm going to add some salt and pepper. I love black pepper, so if you don't like it that much, obviously just use less. Now I'm going in with my fresh herbs. And I'm turning the heat off. Now I'm just going to set this aside and move on to the next step. Okay, now I'm just going to take the potatoes and I'm just going to use the bottom of a measuring cup to smash them. I think that's what I'm going to use. Let's see if I like this better. Yeah, I think I like this better. Now I'm just going to take some garlic butter. You could just use regular melted butter. I just had this in the refrigerator, so this is what I'm using. And I'm just going to lightly brush them. I'm going to salt and pepper. Now before I move on to the next step, these go into a 425-degree oven for about 10 minutes. I'm just trying to crisp them up a little bit. Okay, the potatoes are out. I've transferred my mushroom and onion and herb mixture to a bowl. And I'm going to try really hard not to touch this because it's super hot. And I'm just going to top each potato with some of the mixture. This would be great for company to make with a nice steak dinner or with fish like I'm doing. This is a random Wednesday night here, but it just sounded like a fun thing to try. Think of it as me recipe testing for you. Again, think about this in the cupcake tin, especially if you want to do it for company. I think that would be really, really nice. This is just a little more rustic. And I'm just going to pop these back into the hot 425-degree oven just until this cheese gets melted. Back in they go, and we will be back for a taste test. They are out of the oven. I only had them in there for 3.5 minutes. It only took that long for the cheese to melt because the oven was still quite hot, like at 425. So keep that in mind. Again, I will put all of the relevant information down below in the description box for you. Let's see what we think. I used the rest of the herbed garlic butter on the salmon, and this entire dinner turned out so delicious. It was just a fantastic meal all the way around, and I loved the potatoes as well. I also love that you could meal prep these potatoes. If you were having company, make them the day before. Just don't put the cheese on until the day of when you're ready to bake them. Okay, neither one of us want to be on camera right now, so we are just going to have Johnny do a taste test off camera and give us his feedback on the potato.
All right, well, here we go.
It has mushrooms, onions, cheese.
It's so potato-like. It's actually
No,
really good.
Yeah, I was gonna say honestly, give honest feedback.
Actually, I didn't even notice the mushrooms till you said that, but with the combo with the mushroom and the cheese, it's actually really tasty. It isn't bland like, you know, potatoes tend to be. Mm-hmm. And a little bit of onion.
Mm-hmm. Yummy.
Yeah,
good.
I could eat this all day long.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. Can't wait to see you next time.